Hello, everybody, and welcome to Systems Test, the pre-play recording, where we're going to be talking about the game we'll be doing a scenario playthrough for, and this week it's going to be Ronin by Slightly Reckless Games. So, I'm Nick. I will be your systems admin, and we're joined by Pav and Jay. Say hello, peeps.
Hello.
Hello, guys. How are we both doing?
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
I liked
good.
your admin role.
System admin.
System
there you
admin.
go.
Yeah, that's cool.
I've
I think
upgraded
that's a good-
myself.
Yeah, that's nice from because there's so many different DM, GM. I quite like system admin.
It's just a power trip, really. That's all it is.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a way
yeah,
of
yeah.
just calling myself.
I need
something
help
fancy.
with my password.
Not that type. No,
Yeah.
sorry, that's not happening. I could call myself something fancy to make up for all the hours of prep work of running a scenario and reading books and stuff. So
Yeah.
I have a little crown that I can wear.
My character died. Can I reload?
Yeah, save states. That's all I'm
Yeah.
working. Save scumming.
Have you
like
tried
that dialogue
turning it off
option.
and on?
I instantly regret this. Instant regret. So yeah, as I said, we're going to be talking about Ronin as a bit of an introduction before our scenario because we've not played it yet. So really, I've had to read the rulebook. I've read the scenario that comes with the rulebook, prepared everything for that, and I thought we'd just do a little quick dive of what we like, what we're excited about doing, and see how it goes to let people have a bit of a taste about how it works as well. So this is a hack, in speech marks, of Morkborg, which is a kind of dark metal Valhalla style RPG, which is a rules light one. So as we've seen, the rulebook is pretty thin, but there's a hell of a lot contained in there. The system is D20 based, with actually on the flip side, rather than the DM rolling as well as the players will do most of the rolls. So if you are attacking a monster, you'll roll D20. If the monster's attacking you, you will roll to defend rather than it rolling to attack you. So it's a bit of a change of pace from what we're used to in D&D, but yeah, it seems good. I mean, key points that I like about it are the fact that it's just a badass, dark metal fantasy with samurai, which is always going to hit all of my boxes there. The book itself.
That's why we're starting with this one, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
You watched Shogun over the summer.
Yeah.
You watch Shogun one time, and that's it.
Guys, I've got an idea for a podcast. I really want to play this game.
Yeah, perfect. It was all an excuse. Yeah. Like it's a gorgeous book as well. There are aspects of it that are very visually appealing for sure. Like there's a lot of creativity gone into how it's laid out. Sometimes that can be make it a bit hard to read. But actually, it's a really great piece, just as a one to flick through. Like some of the art.
And you mean literally, it's hard to read the words on the page because of the illustrations are so busy,
and the way they've kind of put them around. The Black Calendar being one of those things. So there's the Black Calendar being these portents of doom until the world ends, as the island of Kagenoshima, which is a kind of medieval Edo period Japan, has been taken over by an eclipse, and it basically lives in perpetual darkness, and things are bad and horrible and monsters roam the land, and these are the stories that we will tell through it.
I've never played this is actually my first ever introduction to the Morkborg universe. I don't know if it's a universe, but the system, underpinning system. How much is do you, I don't know, sorry to put you on the spot, Nick, how much have you read others and see this is common, especially the Black Calendar, the portents, that things going terribly in the world? How much of this is skinned to be like Ronin style, or how much of it is
I genuinely have no idea.
Unique. Okay, cool, awesome. Well, I guess we should play some more Morkborgs and then we can discover.
Well, no, it would definitely be one to look at, I think, as well. I've looked at a couple of Reddit posts for clarification on stuff, but rather than Ronin, because it all takes you, if you search for it, it takes you to the rise of the Ronin video games. So the online material.
So we lost you to that for a few hours, right?
No, yeah, exactly. That's why I'm so late in getting this done. Yeah. But yeah. I mean, yeah, Jay, having looked at it as well, what jumps out at you about the system? What do you like?
I thought it's got.
You on the spot now, yeah.
The theme is awesome. Hard to disagree with the idea of playing playing as a disgraced samurai or a cast out ninja shinobi. Yeah, I think the theming is really cool. I think the world setting's cool from like a sort of like existential, like the world's really grim. It's just a like, and then like you've said this, and like stuff I've read online is like, don't get attached to your characters, they're gonna die, which I think is sort of like fits in with that like world setting, which is helpful. I think it sort of makes you more prepared for that, right?
Yeah. And you've all rolled backup characters as well, so I think Pav's very confident that his is going to survive.
Yeah.
Well, just in case, I have just generated a random character from their website.
Perfect.
I spent so long. I spent like 3 weeks trying to craft the perfect character, and then I rolled. He's only got 6 hit points, so I assume
that's a good amount, though.
This ain't D&D, pal.
Yeah.
There's no plot armor here.
So my only experience with RPGs is playing D&D, which is what I have been doing with you guys. However, I believe out of all of us, I am the only one that's even had characters die. All my characters have died each time. So I remember my first monk.
That just means you're really good at it, Pav.
He died, and then my latest Dragonborn, he also died. I mean, somehow miraculously also got resurrected, so he's back. But yeah, I'm used to my.
We'll do a disclaimer episode on that to fully understand the context.
but I thought these. I don't. Right, you're right. But it's an interesting comparison. I thought these rules they are very consciously not D&D, right? Like these D&D is such a thorough rule set, and these are so pick up and play. This is like you can feel that when you read through. Like it took me less than 2 hours to read the whole rule book cover to cover, which was granted now a few weeks ago, so my memory is a bit rusty in places. Which I actually quite liked. I was like, you can't sit and read a D&D rulebook in 2 hours, and that includes all the character generation, includes all that sort of stuff as well. I did find bits of it a little confusing. Like I was a bit like, when I was generating characters, I was like, do I get this and this and this, or is it like either or? And
I think the whole point of it is that you can just be more free with it, and actually this very much leans into that old school style of they're a guideline if you're being Cat and Barbosa. Like, the rules aren't rules.
I am a strict follower of rules, so
well, that's it. You want to make sure you're getting the best experience.
Yeah. But it's interesting, right? So when I was rolling up my backup character, in case my primary character dies, I was like, I rolled all the stats out, and then ended up with a -2 for the thing that affects the health points. And then I was like, oh god, if I roll a 1 or a 2 on my D8 to determine how much health I start with, I've started dead.
Yeah.
Like I rolled up a dead character. I rolled a 3, so I start with 1 health point. Like Perfect. That's where we're at. And I'm like, I love it. I kind of love the brutality of that system. The sort of like, no. Like this is what it is.
You only need to be above 0 to be alive and kicking in this world, dealing shit. So yeah. You'll be fine.
If you're alive, you have a chance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Pav, I know you've come into this purposefully quite
blind, shall we say?
Thank you. That's the word. Yeah.
So
I mean, bits you've seen, anything jumps out at you in comparison to what we've played before, and
To be honest, I know D&D, and I'm still trying to get my head around those rules. So I still play that one safe by sticking to a fighter because just stabby stab, not too much in terms of spell slots, that sort of thing. So I'm just excited to try different ones. I know you suggested Ronin, and I'm kind of going with the flow on this one. But setting up my character, got really into it. So I kind of created a backstory and even thought, well, how will I use them? What combat strategies they will use. So I've obviously for this one I've created a corrupted shinobi, a kind of in my mind think of more of a ninja type warrior. Yamanokaze is his nickname, so he's like the mountain wind, which sounds very cool. And it's like, well, whispers about him are floating around in the ether in terms of backstory. So yeah, and it's like when you're rolling, whereas I feel like for your characters and your things, I feel like I got more control in D&D, so it's kind of nice to not have too much control. You just kind of roll with the flow.
That's a really good point, and one that I failed to mention about it is this and Mortborg, they love a random table. So on both covers there are random tables for, weapons. Or actually the front cover is all of it. So all we did to generate your names and nicknames was roll 3d20, one for the first name, one for the second name, and one for the third name, and went for it. Like it really leaned, again, that's a very old school thing of these random encounter tables you do there. And so yeah, it's exciting, and I'm looking forward to it. We'll see how we go.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, let's get rolling. I tend to learn by rolling and just playing, so that's kind of how I'm going into this.
Yeah, fair enough, why not? And we'll be guiding you all the way through, don't worry, to however your story may go.
Yeah, well, hopefully it doesn't. I'd have to generate a new character within the first few minutes.
I won't be that brutal. You'll be fine.
Well, that's nice to
Cool.
hear. A kind DM.
With that said, unless there's any other points, I guess we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah. Excited to
Cool.
get going.
Thanks, everybody.
See you later.
See you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.